Today, we're unboxing the FlashScan V3 from EFILive. Stick around. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage, and this is a video I've been wanting to make for a couple years now, especially whenever they announced that the new V3 was coming out. And here's a little secret for you. I already recorded this video, but the audio wasn't on, so I'm re-recorded. Technically, the device is already out of the box, but we'll open it up. I'll show you what else comes in the box. But first, let's jump over to the website so you can see kind of what's going on. EFILive is one of the mainline flash tuners out there. If you've done any kind of searching out there, you come up with two things: HP tuners and EFILive. Generally, HP tuners is always going to come up first. I think they spend a little more money on their marketing to make sure they get better product placement. And I'll be honest with you, even though I'm going through this product, I'm not going to end up using this tuning most likely. It would have to be something that was completely game-changing to get me out of the HP tuners infrastructure. I like a lot of the stuff that's going on there. Even if there's a couple things I don't like, I don't know that this device is going to fix it, but it has some pretty cool features about it that I want to talk about. One of them is VIN licenses. You see here, VIN licenses are 125 bucks, and I know what you're saying, credits are only 50 bucks. That sounds expensive. Well, it could be. You got to look at what you're tuning and how many credits it takes. It does not take but 3 credits to break that 125, and this is VIN license, so 125 for any VIN that this platform supports. Just be aware that this thing's not going to support as many vehicles, so if you come underneath vehicles, make sure that you check your year, make, and model. Like a great example, I had my 2016 Corvette Z06. Let's see if it's supported. And this is pretty good. 2016, this is a pretty good list of everything that's supported on here. But if we go underneath Corvette, 6.2 E92, and it does everything. Now, 2016 TCMs didn't need to be unlocked yet, but if we go to 2017 or 2018, I bet that it will say that it does not support TCM tuning. Be aware of that. Yep, there you go. TCM tuning not supported. As far as I know, they don't have an unlock feature like HP tuners, so if you're doing TCM tuning, yeah, you're going to need to do it. But if we go back, say like my old Corvette, 2008 Chevrolet Corvette, click through everything. See, this is weird. 2000. Oh, I clicked on Colorado. I was like, that's weird. What's going on there? There we go. 6.2. So TCM, everything's there. So there's one difference, major difference. Now, if we go in, FlashScan is what we're using. AutoCal is kind of a third-party device that you send, or AutoCal is what we're using. No, we're using FlashScan. It's already confusing. AutoCal is a third-party device that you can send to a customer, and you can email tunes, and they can use tunes to download, data log, all that stuff. It'll do all this remote tuning stuff through one device, and it works kind of good in that access. V8 scan and tune, I'm not sure what this thing is. Okay, this is what I used to like. I've had tunes in the past that used AutoCal version 2. So version 3 just adds the color screen on there to make it easier to navigate and upload and download tunes. You can't actually do any tuning. It doesn't have a license, as it were, assigned to it. So whenever you go in to buy a FlashScan, though, you're going to end up getting a FlashScan with a license. So here's the first thing. $625 is our cost. Quite a bit right off the bat. It's really weird. Then our GM tuning, Dodge tuning, stuff like that has to be added as a different license. But you see, if you go underneath here, it only shows that's $400. So the website before said it was $450. Here it's $400. You're coming in at a little over $1,000 for this device. Sounds like a lot. Sounds like a lot, but keep in mind, whenever you add up all the credits that you might need on HP tuners and stuff like that, that gets expensive. Now, one thing HP tuners did do on the 3rd generation, or the MPVI3, is now that it has onboard data logging, whereas the FlashScan had onboard data logging from the get-go. Now, you might need you know, something like the serial adapter for your wideband O2. Be aware of that. It's $5. Toss it in there. I didn't get it. I wasn't thinking I should have got it, but honestly, I'm not going to be using it, so I don't need it. That pretty much sums up the software. Let's take a look at what's in the box. Here's the box. Here's the interface. It comes with a USB cable. That's USB A to B, which is the printer style to plug it in. And then you've got the OBD2 cable. I mean, this looks really dark, but I don't know if it's just my monitor. Hopefully you guys can see it. Inside the box, there's a pin and a couple warning labels. One of the warning labels says, do not use this thing connected to a computer that is using the car as a power source for the computer. So if you've got a, you know, automotive adapter brick or something like that, don't use that to power your laptop while you're doing this. It's going to burn something up in the interface. The other one says just to stay up to date on your firmware and stuff. But as you can see here, we've got a bunch of different options on here, specifically the scan tool and the tune tool. If we go in, we can look at switch tunes, things like that. Let's just go through, make adjustments. Same thing on the scan tune. It's not going to work right now, but you can select PIDs if you don't have a PID list already loaded up. I think you can do that through the software, which we'll take a look at next. It's just going to tell me right now that there's no controller associated with it, so it can't load a PID list. If we keep on going back, there's some diagnostics where you can check all of your check engine lights, things like that. And then it has some low-level, you know, system setup, file system about self-test, etc. So overall, a fairly nice, well-designed device with a good-looking color screen. I don't know how well it's going to come through on here because of the lighting, but I like the form factor on it. The OBD2 cable is more than long enough that you can plug this thing in and have this in your lap, or even throw it in a cup holder or something while you're out data logging. And then, as I said, you can save multiple tunes on this. It actually has a file explorer where you can load a bunch of tunes on here and you can swap through them. And so say you're going out to the drag strip or something, you're driving your car and you want to go on a low power profile or something like that. Once you get there, you can quickly swap over without ever having to pull your laptop out. And on top of it, you can start data logging without having to pull your laptop out. So it has some really cool functionality in that aspect of being very flexible without a laptop. Now, you still are going to have your laptop to adjust the tunes, but once they're all adjusted and said and done, you can load them in this and leave your laptop at home. So say you have a problem and you want to make 2 or 3 different tunes to test out, and you think that you may have it narrowed down, you can make those 3 tunes loaded in this device, go out and test 1, test 2, test 3, pull 3 different logs, and then, you know, come back and look at the data and stuff like that. So that's kind of it in a nutshell. Nothing crazy about the box, except it's out of focus now. Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to dive into the software, the scanning aspects of it, the editing aspects. Eventually, we'll hook it up with an ECU on the bench using a bench force interface and go through actually programming, pulling files from the ECU, all that fun stuff. And we'll talk about some of the different things that are different. Wow, that's redundant. We'll talk about some of the things that are different in between what we've seen in the past, some of the things we like, some of the things we don't like, all that stuff. So make sure if you haven't subscribed already, do that now. You don't want to miss out whenever we dive into this moving forward. So that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, I want to thank you guys for stopping by the garage. Remember, ABT, always be tuning.